Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal. In the video today, I am listing greeting cards that I had previously photographed in my other videos on eBay. These ones right now are folding postcards and they are vintage. The issue with them condition-wise is that the dye from the strawberries has bled through. So I make sure to list that on there. They also did not come with the stickers that's supposed to keep them together, like shut. So I'm assuming that didn't survive. The stick did not survive, but the postcards are there. I have quite a large lot of folding postcards. I'm sure they have a specific name. I have no idea. I don't list enough greeting cards to realize what the name would be for that, but it is what it is. I used like a sell similar on this, and I don't know why it was priced at $91 for this. I don't even know the sell similar I used. There's been a lot of issues with that, and my best advice is to be very careful with the sell similars lately. A lot of them make sure the listing isn't free if you don't have free shipping. Make sure that the weight is proper. I did a sell similar where it had like a very light item weighing 10 pounds. I couldn't figure out why the shipping was so large, and then I looked at it. This is another example of vintage folding postcards. Again, I don't have the sticker that holds them together, which you would use it before you mailed it. But and I'm sorry for the drinking, but fall allergies have hit very, very hard right now. Again, I don't know what sell similar I used that it was $96. I would love to get $96 for these vintage cards. That's not going to happen, but be very careful with that. Be very careful with shipping. They had them shipping media mail. You cannot ship these media mail. That does not qualify. They have to go first class or priority. Anything that goes first class can also go priority, but not everything that can go priority can go first class. So be aware of that and realize what's going on. I am color correcting a little bit on these because I really rely on natural light when I photograph, and I was photographing these at night. So I did not have the natural light I usually have in my dining room. So I did brighten and color correct a little bit. That is the extent of my color correction. I do not like when individuals correct too much on color and where you just don't know it. eBay also has the option to get rid of the background. I don't use that either just because I'm lazy and that takes too long for me to do per listing, and a listed item can sell, a non-listed item cannot. So I try to list as many as we want. I unfortunately made the rookie mistake here and did not count the cards in this listing before I listed them. So I'm going through and counting all the cards in this listing. And that was a total rookie mistake. That was all my fault. That was on me. I should have counted them and wrote it down when I was writing the descriptions down, because what I do beforehand is when I'm going in and sitting down and doing my listings, I've already taken all of the photographs, I've loaded them into drafts, and I've also written like little blurbs about everything, and I do that while I'm photographing. But I did not do that with this one. When I was photographing these, it was really hectic. All of my kids were home. It was busy. I just wanted to get them out of my dining room because we had things coming up. And I think it was my daughter's birthday coming up, so I needed my dining room table. Like I said before, I do not have a standalone eBay listing area. All of my stuff is on my dining room table. So I have very specific times where I can list things. I tend to have my dining room table clean during the week because of schoolwork and homework and meals, if we all ate meals at the dining room table, but we do, just not all at the same time with practices and everything. So I like to have my dining room table clean during the week. We use it to do work on specifically homework, and I don't have the ability to just have eBay sitting out there. So, and with the holidays coming up with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and my older two children's birthdays are also in December, so it's crazy. I need my table. And that means I will probably front load a lot of photography the first 2 weeks of November, because I won't be able to photograph anything until probably the first of the year. So I'll go an entire 6 to 8 weeks without listing anything because I have to have my dining room table. So in the next 2 weeks, so we have Halloween coming up. As I'm narrating this, it is October 17th. I have Halloween coming up. And then after Halloween, on all of that craziness, for any individuals listening that have children understand the craziness of Halloween. So after Halloween, I'll have 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I will try to photograph anything I can get my hands on. Right now, I have slim pickings, and I do have 2 65-gallon tubs full of vintage linens that I need to steam and photograph. And the steaming may or may not happen. They do sell better if they're not wrinkled and if they've been steamed. So but those will take my entire dining room table. I had to buy extra long tape measures to measure those. So I have 2 tape measures that go up to 120 inches. And I use that on all the vintage linens, because even if they have tags that say how big they are, that is pre-hemmed. And that can throw people off if they don't realize that the tags are pre-hemmed. And I always like to give the actual measurements of that. And it's pretty easy because I can usually just follow the edge to measure it. Now, if it's a circle, so I do have several circle tablecloths, I like to fold in half. And then I'll follow the edge there to help measure it for individuals. But that takes my entire table. My table is huge. I have to buy specialty tablecloths for my table. So I can fit just about anything on my table and measure it on my table. It just has to be clean. And like right now, as I'm narrating this, I'm sitting at my dining room table. I have plants all over my table because it got down to 29 degrees outside last night. So any of my outdoor plants now have their indoor marching orders. And right now, they're mainly on my dining room table. All of my succulents, my aloe, my little ivies, all my house plants, my trumpet plant. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but all of that is inside right now on my dining room table. And they need to get to their final destinations, either in front of my sliding glass door so they can get light, or they just go and sit on my counter while I photograph, and then they come back to my dining room table. This is our first year really trying to make the plant thing work out. I have a black thumb. I tend to kill things, but I've kept almost all of these alive since May, which is like a huge deal for me. Granted, most of them have summered outside and it's been nice, and this will be my first winter with them, so there's a strong possibility they won't make it past Christmas, but I'm going to try my hardest. And they're on my table now. My Halloween decorations are on my table, and then we're going to do pumpkins and stuff. We tend to do those outside, so parenting hack, if you're going to carve pumpkins and it's a decent temperature out, do that outside. It's so much easier. I have those folding plastic tables. I put one up, let the kids carve away. Also, buy the scoop, the specialty scoop, to scoop out the guts. It works so much better than a spoon. It's great, and the kids just fling the guts all over the yard. We have a large deer population in our area. We have a lot of squirrels and chipmunks too. A bunch of wildlife in our area. A possum named Cookie. So we just throw the guts out in the yard, no cleaning up. I'm not worried about it. And a lot of times it doesn't make it through the night. It's completely gone. I'll get up in the morning and all of the guts have been ate and gone. Some of the pumpkins also get ate, but that's all the joy of it. We don't tend to use any patterns or anything. We just cut little derpy faces into the pumpkins. I will say our pumpkins are quite odd this year. We got to the very bottom of the barrel at Aldi, and they're all kind of wonky looking and they're kind of adorable. So we'll end up doing that within the next week, and it'll be very interesting, to say the least. we had our first Halloween like costumed event last night, and it just keeps going from here. We have another one this weekend, which is the weekend before Halloween, and then we have one the Friday before Halloween, and one the Sunday before Halloween, and then we have Halloween on Monday. So we have 5 costumed events total, which isn't horrible. It's about average. And my children have multiple costumes between themselves, so they get to pick what they want to be, wear, or the activity dictates it. So like Boo at the Zoo, there's a lot of walking. We have to make sure we can walk really well. So my son was not going to be in his blow-up T-Rex costume because he has to be able to walk and ride a train. And then Spookery is a lot of walking, haunted trails and stuff, so costume appropriate. And Illinois weather appropriate. So how many layers can we put on with this? What's going on? That's how that works. And we may or may not raid our eBay supply if we need costumes for anything, but honestly, I'll do that throughout the year. If my kid has like president dressed like a president, or they need a costume, wear purple today or something, there's no shame in my game. I will raid my eBay to look for it. This is a lot of birthday cards I have here. Again, rookie move, I did not count any of these before listing. So if I listed it again, I would definitely count all the stuff. I hate the new like edit thing. I have to click edit and do it. I can't just do it there, so I have to click into a different screen. It's just a pain in the butt. And multiple different screens, it's just not right there. Again, this would probably be good on an app, but there's a reason I don't list on an app. There's a reason I list on a computer, and this is just incredibly frustrating to me. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please enjoy my other videos.